twin flames, and what's the difference between that and soulmates? Okay. Now, this has been like a topic that usually get from my clients, because what happens is after we start working together and we start opening up energies, you start to energetically attract those soul level relationships. Okay, soul level relationships where you're in tune with each other, you're feeling things out, and you are just like, it's intense. It's a whole lot different. So, hey, I am Keshia, your vibrational healing coach. Pleasure to have you on. Um, if it's your first time, definitely subscribe to the channel so that way you can get more dibs on all the stuff about soul, soul development, relationships, business, whatever the case may be. Okay, but it's all about making you that energetic match for the things that you want to attract. Okay, so twin flames, what exactly is that? Now, there's so many misconceptions, and when I first found that I had a twin flame, I was just like, what is that? It was like years ago, okay? And now there's like so many things out there where everyone's trying to make somebody a twin flame, and then what it's creating is these toxic relationships. So basically, people are labeling toxic relationships because of the descriptions and symptoms of the back and forthness and not knowing and all this other stuff, that they're labeling this person in their life as a twin flame, when really they're probably just not. They're just a toxic relationship that you need to let go of. Okay, so what is exactly a twin flame? Now, a twin flame is basically where, just like a twin child, twin baby is born, twin humans, twin animals, whatever. It's where the cell specifically splits, and then you create two beings. All right. So that's what happens pretty much with the twin flame. Basically, our soul was born as one, and at the time of inception, when we were just like particles, we split in two, and we went on our soul's journey. Okay, so that technically is what a twin flame is. So basically, your soul was born as one, and then it's split in two, and then it's gone on a soul journey through whatever lifetimes to be able to go through the levels of life lessons, love lessons, to make it to unconditional love as two separate parts, to make it back as to a whole being together. Okay, now the thing with twin flames, right, is that they can't really get back together until each person has their own levels of decisions to make in the lifetime of breaking past their fear, their doubt, their misconceptions, all of the shadow work that needs to get done. They have to release all of those things to really embody the levels of self love and unconditional love, to be able to receive the next person, and vice versa. So they each have to do this level of work. Now, do I think everyone has a twin flame? I do not. Just like there's not just like we all don't have twins right now. That's just my personal belief. I don't believe that everyone has a twin flame. I believe that it's just like twins. So a lot of us are born single, and then there's a couple of us that have twin flames. Okay, does it mean that their relationships is that much more special than the next? Don't know. Okay, now I wouldn't say that love is love, unconditional love is love, and then when you break all those barriers in yourself and you realize that we're all connected in some level, in some way, and we're back into that form, then you embody that. Now, soulmates, you can have multiple soulmates, you can have soul families, so you can have soul ties, soul connections. Basically, your soul has like come in contact with each other in more than one lifespan, in more than one space. Okay, and as it comes into each space, you'll recognize each other. Some people you might recognize, you might say, oh my God, I love this person. I can't wait to like be, they're going to be my best friend. They're going to be my sister. They're going to be like, you give them this title, you give them this affection, and you embrace them with this level of warmth from day one. You know, you feel something. You don't know what it is, but you just know you feel that. There's other ones where you're like, Nope. It could be a celebrity. You're like, mm-mm, don't care for that child. Mm-mm, there's no. Soul families, okay? There's something that happened on a soul level that's triggering you to either remember and have love and affection, or it's triggering you like no, I can't roll with you. But either way, that is the soulmate. Now, symptoms and stuff that makes the differentiation between twin flame and soulmate, that is something that's key, especially in regards to like intimate relationships. Now, when you're trying to find the person, you want to learn how to become that energetic match for them. You know, you want to be able to do that inner work to be able to receive that kind of love. If not, every other kind of love that's been taught to us is really not it, and which is why we see so many failed marriages or failed relationships that go on, because there's that level of disconnect on an energetic level, and people aren't reaching that they're not reaching that connection to find that person on that soul level, that deep love where they won't want to cheat, lie to them, have multiple persons, and live these lifestyles where they're completely discontent. So that's another topic. I'll have to create another video for that. Why those things exist, because basically a lot of times they're just trying to find somebody to fit that mold. They're not doing that work, you know, which is what I help people with. Now, the difference between twin flames and soulmates, huge. There's some big things. All right. One is the level of connectivity that you have on an energetic level, meaning, let me see, you'll feel when they're feeling sad, you'll feel when they're feeling when they're happy about something, you'll feel when they're thinking about you, you'll feel when they are when you're going to see them. There's a lot of these things that are very similar between the twin flames and the soulmates, which is why they can get so confusing, you know, because there's this connection, and it's not like the other relationships. It's not like someone that you're not an energetic match for. Someone that you're not energetic match for, you don't feel all of these things. They call, they don't. There's emotional like anxiety, and then there's emotional ties that you might have to those people, but you're not feeling it on the inside. So if you don't understand when I say feeling it on the inside, that means you have not had a soulmate or a twin flame connection. Because for you to know what I'm saying, you have to have experienced it. Okay, you'd have to come in connection with them. The other things you've had were basically, not to offend you, but surface relationships. There were surface relationships that you've met on this plane based on all the experiences that you've had so far, and you were able to have something work, and most likely it isn't working. You're having challenges, which is why you're here watching this video, and you're seeking something more. Now, to get this moreness, this thing that you're looking for, there is inner work that has to get done. Okay, and that's when you start to attract these type of people in your life, and you can start to sense when they're coming in. You can sense when when you're feeling them, and on the intimate level, things go a lot deeper. Like the things, it's easier for you to awaken like your kundalini. It's easier for you to be able to channel and move certain energies, if you know what you're doing. Okay, now if you don't, and this, you just happen to be meditating and you just happen to be doing certain things, and now all of a sudden certain experiences are happening to you, then understanding how this impacts you is very important, because you can essentially create a strong energetic tie with one of these folks inadvertently. Okay, now the difference between twin flame and soulmate. Okay, twin flame, we talked about how they are created. Now the symptoms, which is what has people going crazy, keeping toxic relationships somewhere they don't need to be. Okay, you're keeping yourself locked in. Now, the goal of the twin flame, let's go back to the beginning. The goal of a twin flame relationship is for each person, this person and this person, to evolve as a whole being. If you're sitting down waiting for a person to evolve, you are not doing your own inner work. Not only that, you're not having boundaries for yourself. Okay, you're allowing mistreatment to take place in your life towards you. This alone is showing lack of self-love. And when you have lack of self-love, then you are once again at a lower vibrational level. You're not being open to unconditional love. You're not showing yourself the level of love and respect that you deserve, and you're not giving yourself that time and freedom. Okay. Two, especially with these twin flame relationships, they are mirrors. Okay. So I'll repeat that, they are mirrors. So a lot of the things that you see that you love and that you hate about that person, that drives you crazy and at the same time entices you, are reflections of yourself. And it's hard for a lot of us to deal with those things. So it becomes really intense. Okay. And that's where the craziness gets into a mix. Now, twin flames, what makes them different than the soulmates? Because you both, with both relationships, right? You feel things. You feel what they're thinking about. You feel their sensations. You feel if they're going through something, because there's like this soul, there's soul tie. There's a soul connection. You feel it. Okay. Now, what really makes the twin flame different is the level of intensity. Okay, and I can give a training on this when you sign up with one of my courses. Is that it's all about the intensity. Okay, not to get confused with the anxiety of wondering what he's going to do or what she's going to call or when she's going to return or why did she ghost me or why did he ghost me. Like, it's not, that's the anxiety part. There's a level of intensity that comes with this person. They'll show up, and there's this crazy stuff that people can't understand. But with the twin flame, there are consistent patterns with this particular person. You know, I don't think you ever identify your own twin flame. I think it's identified for you. But then two, that's one. Two, the level of intensity, right? We talked about that. It's high. Like, you can't think, you can't breathe, you can't eat. Like when they're focused on you, it's like you're being spun in a circle on the inside. It's like somebody took you and they're twisted and you could feel everything. Like, it's almost like you're emerged with this person. It's almost like you're dealing with whatever it is that they're going through. And it can make you feel like you're going batshit crazy because you're experiencing all the stuff that you probably don't even feel like experiencing. It's like crazy. Like, and it sounds like for the longest I would never talk about it because I was like, oh God, people don't think, you know, like you're crazy or like, you know, you just need to like take a pill or something. And it's, to experience it is a whole other thing. And like, you're just like, okay, well, what is this whole thing? And that whole experience of running and chasing, which now I've seen that there's so much research that's been done with this whole thing, the runner, chaser, chaser, runner type thing. One other thing is that you guys always like reappear into each other's life. There's this connection you feel with this person and they feel you, even if they don't know exactly what this is. Telling them the next thing is telling them isn't going to make it easier. It's not going to make them come to you. If anything, it might make them kind of push away. So it's like a thing that you both have to experience, and you have to take the time to grow internally to prepare yourself for this. Not necessarily for them, but you have to grow internally to prepare yourself for this level of love, of unconditional love, for yourself, for mainly for yourself, you know. It's a deep spiritual connection, and you have telepathy, you have this inward connection with each other. You always come back into each other's lives without trying. And even if it's not really anything significant where they're coming back into your life to like just want to be with you, they might just be circling in your path. These are certain things, and you'll usually feel when you're going to run into them. It's uncanny. You'll feel like the sensation. They'll show up in your dreams. They'll show up like consistently. They'll show up in places. Your families might feel like you've all known each other when you meet, you know. There's this weird synchronistic connection that takes place when this is a twin flame, a real twin flame relationship, okay? There's also false twin flames. We won't get into that today, but those are some of the key things. Now, if you start to experience these energetic connections, you start to feel like you have telepathy, you're having all these ties with this person, we might need to have, um, always know to focus on yourself. Okay, always know to don't put the focus on this person. Don't put the focus on, oh, let me try to get this person, let me try to fix myself so that way we can be together. He's my twin flame, she's my twin flame, we need to be married now. Like, don't put those burdens on yourself. Allow yourself to break away from all the BS. Allow yourself to do some cord cutting to make it easier for you to be around this person, so that way it's not so intense, so that way you can allow yourself that space, especially allow yourself that space to grow, and clear any of the negative aspects of yourself, and he or she can do the same with themselves as well. um, Cord cutting with that, some of you might get scared, but this is essential, especially if you're in separation and things are too intense for you still. You know, you can't eat, you can't sleep, you can't go out, you can't do certain things that you want to do. And these are all things that you have to do, to keep yourself functioning, especially in this world, whether, you know, you want to be successful, have children to raise, or whatever the case may be. You want to still get things done throughout your day and not be like, you know, like laid out, because you can't function because of a twin flame. Um, that's not, you got to do some cutting to help things like release yourself from each other, okay? Um, if not, you have to learn what's stopping you on the inside, from being connecting. Now, soulmates, they're they're not as intense, but they're rewarding. And it doesn't mean like one's way better than another, because I've met soulmates and I've had profound like learning lessons, through them. So be prepared to know that some people aren't coming into your life, for, just this thing, commitment, marriage, relationship. Like, no, it's not all that's intense, you know. Some, they're coming in to expand you, or maybe you're expanding them. Not everyone has to be your project. Not everyone has to be like your thing, you know. It can be just something that you get to enjoy, be present, be in the now, and, take that time to develop your skills, your abilities, and see the mirror. Look at the mirror and see you, see them, and be able to respect and honor that space. Okay? So this is Keshia Martin. Didn't plan for it to be as long, but I hope this helps sort out the twin flame soulmate thing. They get they get so confusing. They do. So I get it if you're like, what is this, Keshia? What is this? What is this? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, and none of this relates, then you need to get an energy so you can experience this stuff on your own, because you, my friend, are capable of all of this stuff. Okay, you are a spiritual being, and it sucks to know that you've had some service relationships and you can't relate to this shit. It does. So call your girl, okay? All right, so this is Keshia. Holla at you again soon. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you again the next time.